I want to welcome you to the announcement of the 2011 National College Baseball Hall of Fame induction class. My name is Mike Gustafson. I'm delighted to announce our 6th induction class. We'll have 7 inductees in this class, including the inaugural choices, the initial player and coach choices of the Black College Legends and Pioneers Committee, a newly formed committee, a group that we're very excited about, and we have charged them with creating us some leverage and really giving us some expertise in an area that had been included on the ballot for the first 3 years. We've been unable to get someone elected and felt like we needed to create a special task force. Jay Sokol of BlackCollegeNines.com, Ruff and Bell of BlackCollegeBaseball.com, and Dr. John Winters, a Black College Baseball researcher, are heavily involved in this committee. They comprise the committee and have done an excellent job with this, and the work will continue to grow. First choice of the Walter Emerson Jones, affectionately known as Prez, and the reason for that is the second line down. He was not only the Grambling baseball coach for 52 years, but he was the president of Grambling from 1936 to 1977. You thought you had a tough job. 11 league and conference championships, 4 NAIA World Series appearances, National Coach of the Year in 1967, National runner-up in 63 and 64, and quite a stellar record of 816 and 218. Danny Goodwin is the player, the inaugural player choice, Southern University catcher from 1972 to 1975. He was a National Player of the Year in 1975. NAIA twice NAIA All-American. During his time at Southern, Southern converted from NAIA to NCAA, and he was an All-American, Division II All-American in 1975. He's the only player, his distinction is that he's the only player to be drafted #1 overall 2 different times. He was drafted #1 overall at high school, attended high school in Peoria, Illinois, declined that offer to go to Southern, was a very good student, drafted #1 overall again in 1975. The voting committee balloting, we got exactly 150 ballots back this year, sent out about 185. In other words, we grew the committee by another 35, 40 names, and that was important. We had asked several of the voting members to make recommendations, and again, we've maintained a regional balance and are happy with their product. This was the first year that we shifted to a threshold vote, meaning that those that appeared on over half of the ballots are the names that you'll see here. There's 5 more of them. The first, Terry Francona. Francona had an unbelievable year in 1980. He won all the National Player of the Year awards at that time, which there was only 2 in 1980, the Golden Spikes and the Sporting News National Player of the Year, but he then parlayed that into being the College World Series Most Outstanding Player for the 1980 National Champ. So it was quite a year for him. He was first team All-American that year, obviously, and named to the 1980s All-Decade Team by Baseball America. Obviously, he is known now as the Red Sox manager. Second choice, Dick Grote from Duke University, shortstop at Duke from 1951 and 52. He was a 2-time ABCA All-American, led Duke to their only College World Series appearance, and that was in 1952. He was a 2-time All-American and a National Player of the Year in basketball as well. So quite an athlete. In fact, one of the really legendary athletes, two sport athletes in NCAA history. Obviously went on to have a stellar big league career, 14 years in the major leagues. He was the MVP of the National League in 1960. Played for the 1960 World Champion Pirates and the 1964 World Champion Cardinals. Dick Grote is obviously retired from sports, but he's doing University of Pittsburgh basketball radio. He's quite a fixture there in the community. Oda B. McDowell from Arizona State. And while I'm on the subject of Arizona State, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Arizona State baseball family. Freshman Corey Hahn was involved in a bad collision on the bases, sliding into second base, head injury, and has been hospitalized, going to be in intensive care for a while, and we certainly want the Sun Devil baseball family to know that we're there in our thoughts. Oda B. McDowell, All-American, 2-time All-American outfielder at Arizona State, won the Golden Spikes in 1984, Collegiate Baseball National Player of the Year. In '84, Baseball American National Player of the Year, two-time All-American. Earned the distinction of being the first Sun Devil to have his jersey retired. That's quite a list there at Arizona State. Tim Wallach. Tim Wallach is now the Dodgers hitting coach. We all know what an outstanding program Cal State Fullerton has. Their first national championship came in 1979. Tim Wallach was the star player on that team. It was Augie Garrido's his first national championship there. Golden Spikes in '79, Sporting News National Player of the Year, obviously first team All-American. He was twice his conference mentioned. He led Fullerton their first of many national championships. Finally, Bill Wilhelm, longtime coach at Clemson from 1958 to 1993, over 1,100 wins in 36 seasons, 5 seasons of at least 50 wins, 6 trips to Omaha, 7 conference tournament titles, 11 league championships, 17 NCAA regional appearances, 19 conference championships. So quite a record for Coach Wilhelm. Sadly, Coach Wilhelm passed away on Christmas Eve. So the Clemson baseball family remembers Bill Wilhelm fondly. Obviously, he was memorialized in a memorial ceremony there in the basketball arena in Clemson in early January, and thousands turned out for that. 7 inductees. This year's festivities will take place on July 3rd. We've shrunk. We were basically combining the induction and the college baseball awards event into one night. It will be a condensed, about a 2-hour event. I'm sure television will be announced. With television and web streaming at MLB.com will be available, but we'll announce that as we go along a little later. I'm certainly available for any one-on-ones as we go along. Thank you for your attendance.